Messing around here in the little music room today. Man, it's been a minute since I've seen you guys, and I got no excuses other than everything's good. Been busy and just juggling all the things, you know, life stuff, trying to stay in shape. Hope everybody's good out there. Having a little coffee here. Went to try to get my driver's license renewed earlier, and that's always such a blast. Civilian duties. I wasn't prepared. I didn't have my passport and my dental records and firstborn child's hair sample, and just kidding, I don't have any kids that I know of. Just doing some fun stuff. Kind of a light Friday today. Gonna go hear some great music tonight with Jack Roosh. Before his gig, we're gonna go hear Pat Burgess and some guys down at Rudy's Jazz Room, and then I'm gonna go hear Jack up at D's play with his band called City Hall. Fantastic band. You got to see Jack Roosh live and up close and personal, man. He turns it on, man. He's a bad mother for you, that's for sure. All right, guys, I'm wearing my Dino hoodie. The weather's been so, in case you didn't know it, Brad Wincoast, that owns TrueFire, one of his family members, I'm not going to give you too many details, but Dino's dive bar up the street here that has a great late night burger. The TrueFire guys, one of his family members is owner of that place. It's pretty cool. Anyway, rocking along here in East Nashville. Man, life's moving fast. It's already almost Christmas time, which is unbelievable. Heading down to Mexico with my parents, and sweet Kaylin's gonna come join us. But going down to a little town down there. I'll share more of that when I get back. But our good buddy has a place down there, and I got the parents an Airbnb and at a nice place. We're gonna go lay on the beach and maybe drink some tequila and eat some good food and just hang out, man. I can't even remember where we left off. There's been so much crazy stuff going on. Still hanging with Gibbons when he's in town. That's ramping up to doing some gigs, I think, coming up soon in the next couple months here in Nashville. I know there's a couple things on the books as far as City Winery. Also, I know I'm talking a lot, but I'm just trying to get you guys, get y'all caught up. We are so proud of these newsletters that we're doing. It's turned into like a blog style thing. So if you haven't signed up for the newsletter blog, they're not a sales pitch. They're not a join this or join that. It's just it's a cool thing that we love to do. And me and Ashley sit and spend 3 or 4 days sometimes working on this newsletter because we like to write it out, tell a story, share some cool photos and some things that are going on, and some suggested listenings and just different fun stuff. A little something for everybody. We try to keep it fun. I'm about to launch a new website in the next couple days. Brand new website. So we've been working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes that's going to start coming out. I know I keep saying, oh my gosh, we're so busy, we're so busy. But all that busy shit is going to start coming to fruition, and we're going to start releasing these projects. The Uncle Larry project with Tom Bukovac is about done. It's mastered, it's mixed. But what I was going to tell you is we're doing all the homework. We're doing all the liner notes and getting all the songs registered and all this, you know, ISRC codes and all the stuff you got to do to get this shit organized. It's a lot of work. So guys, look, I want to push up on something here. I've been doing a lot of lessons and a lot of immersion experiences. Please check that out, because that helps me make a living doing all this stuff. And so still playing every Monday night at the Underdog and all the stuff, all the things that we do. But I'm teaching a good bit. And so the more I think about this stuff all the time, so much of this is your ear. You have got to be able to hear what's going on, what you're playing, these chord progressions, what it means to be in a key. It's listening, it's listening, it's listening. If I sit down and play the guitar, you know, have some purpose with your practicing. Play an A chord. And then make yourself stay. Make yourself stay in that vibe. Don't noodle around. I hear a lot of this. You know, just picking up the guitar, going into a pentatonic shape maybe, and then getting out of the position and being in a wrong key. And I see that all the time, and it's because not listening. So much of this, it's music. We have to listen. So getting back to this, A major, A minor, you know, get into that vibe. Right? The sound of the minor world, right? And that's what I'm thinking about with music. It's not, you know, this is the scale for country, this is the scale for blues. It's all just music. And that's what I'm trying to get, you know, kind of help rewire some people's brains because it doesn't need to be so clinical. It's a feel, it's a sound. And so we have to work on our ear training to get, you know, to where we're hearing, you know, just a simple, you know, 3-chord blues progression. So pushing up from major minor to the next level is getting to where you can really hear the dominant 7 and what that chord really does. This is what the dominant 7 chord does. It's a transition chord. It's pulling your ear from A7. Here's A. That's A7. The next chord you want to hear is D. So if I'm going, your ear is dying to hear that. If I go to the 5, it's pulling your ear towards that next sound. So that's why the blues, the 3-chord progression, is so important. It's the tension and release of those notes. Now, to give you something that I think is going to be really helpful here in this little miniature lesson, designed to spark some interest in my private lessons and courses. Let's not beat around the bush here. That, of course, that's why we're doing this, as well as it's a lot of fun and we meet a lot of amazing people through YouTube, of course. Getting back to this, it's about a couple things. Really try to compartmentalize these groups of 3 strings. This set and then the next set, B, G, D, G, D, A, D, A, E. Groups of 3. You know, try to get into the triads and looking at that, because what it is the thing about the triads that's so important is there's your root, there's your 5th, there's your 3rd. Okay, well, that's a proper triad. Well, on the next group of 3 strings, there's your 5th, there's your 3rd like it was earlier, and then your root is now on the D string. So there's a lot of repeating going on. So you have to, we're playing the guitar, you know, thinking about these groups, you know, these little triads and stuff that are just crucial and so useful. Hand position. make sure you're staying in the realm of one of these hand positions, because if you're not, you know, you're costing yourself years of bad habits, right? So getting back to this dominant 7 thing, bear with me here, because this is a really crucial thing I think that will help, is if I'm playing an A triad, right? And I play an A7, anywhere that flat 7 is, that G note could be here, 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 it could be here. Wherever that G note is occurring in that A chord, that next chord, the D chord, that flat 7 is pulling towards the major third of the 4 chord, the D chord. Okay, now bear with me. Now that I'm on the D for a minute, now I go to D7. The D7, that C note in D, is pulling back towards the major third of the A chord. Now when we go to E7, the 5 chord, that same flat 7, the same note that makes that a 7 chord, a dominant 7 chord, guess what? It's pulling back a half step to resolve to the major third of A. So let me refresh that one more time and go back and revisit that thought again for you. So again, A, I'll do it down here in this D-shaped A chord. And this is exactly why chords and triads are directly related to lead guitar. It's not chords are for rhythm and leads for lead. It's like these are ingredients. And so you have all these ingredients, and at the end of it, it turns into a cake. Well, these are all little ingredients that are all eventually heading towards one big thing here. And so that's kind of how I'm looking at some of this stuff. But every proper triad, if you drop that root down a whole step, it's going to give you a dominant 7 chord, and then that chord it's pulling your ear towards the major third of the next chord. So watch, even to get closer on that. So if I'm playing lead and I go, my next note is going to be that major third. I'm going to have to, and I'm not just going to go right to it, but at first I need to know where it is. And so eventually we're going to lead up to it like I did just there. If I'm playing this, that's A7. Right into that D chord shape, that outline, that framework. I can see it sure as shit on here, you know? And so that's what we're listening for. If I go to E7, it's resolving. You're pulling your ear to these single notes that are emphasizing the notes that you're hearing and the chords that are changing. That's the whole point of this whole concept. So this is extremely important. So now watch this. Here's my little tritones, meaning you've got the major third, the flat 7, and the root. And that's in all these chords. But that's, so if I just played open A and these 2 notes, that's my major third and my flat 7. Now watch, if I take that back a half step, well now, that's that major third of A and the flat 7 of A in this position. If I go back a half step, now it's the flat 7 of D and the major third of the D7 chord, which is your 4 chord. And that's, now watch, up a half step, that becomes your flat 7 of E and the major third of E, your 5 chord. So right here you've got the tritone is just moving around. Watch. Back to the 1. Up to the 5. 4. 2 or to the 1, right? You could do it here. This inversion, same thing. Right? To the 5. Well, it works for the turnarounds. Watch. That's... I'm telling you, man, this stuff is concrete. This is the good shit. So right here, if I'm going, you know, that's how you play over chords. You're targeting the notes of the next chord. And so you have to be able to see that. So if I go, same thing. Here's my 3rd, here's my flat 7, because, so A, now watch D, because there, so now watch D, A, E, D, A, D, E, A. So there you go. You've got that little thing. So if I go there, there's my A7. That means I'm building that, or then I'm building E, D. E. All right, guys, just a little quick lesson there for you. Check that out. Really start like getting in and looking at a big chord like this, and then looking at these little triads that live in these chords, and you just got to keep reducing it down to its fundamental level, to where finally the light bulb clicks. And when it does, it's amazing. I mean, it just has to click. So there's a little fun lesson there on the dominant 7 chord and the importance of that and what's actually going on there. Check out the links below. New website coming in a few days. Check out the 4 different tiers of private lessons, the 2 TrueFire courses, the Artist Works course. All these make great holiday gifts if you're looking for a special and unique, thoughtful gift idea for your loved one. Why not give the gift of music? 20% off till December 31st on everything at the store. Excuse me. So check that out. But more importantly, guys, let's keep having fun. Let's keep being nice to people. Let's not take any bullshit. Let's keep music alive. Good quality, high-end musical nutrients, as our friend Uncle Larry would say. And let's just keep rocking on, man. Life is short. It's moving fast. Let's hustle, but pause often and just rock on. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you down the road real soon.